Hi, beautiful people. I hope y'all are having a blessed life. I just got on here to just give y'all some knowledge and wisdom and tell y'all a few things. So, on your spiritual journey, sometimes God will have you do or go or turn around or go backwards or go further or sideways, backwards, all that, places you've been, haven't been, and you won't understand it. You won't understand it until you understand it. Okay? Don't be dismayed as long as it's God telling you to do that and you don't know the answer or the reason why. Just be in the moment of where you are, even if you don't know why. Because I know God will reveal the answer to you. Tap into your intuition. But that was just a little small thing I wanted to say. But the big thing that I wanted to say is I had a revelation today, and my intuition told me that the way that you win this war, your powers are your spiritual powers. Your ancestors have tapped into these powers to help the chosen ones to help lead others. How to win a war, and I'm going to specifically talk, this is not against white people or anything or Asians or anything, but I want to specifically talk about blacks. The reason that a lot of blacks have not come together because they're not awakened. We're fighting a war against each other, but the war that we're fighting against each other is not even our own war that we've created. The war that we are fighting against each other is mind control. Okay? And yes, mind control exists. Like the MK Ultra and all these other different projects, programs that, some of the government officials have you locked in, and you don't know if you're coming or going, what's reality. Oh, this is reality. Oh, I gotta suffer all my life. I gotta know. They do not want you to awaken to your power, the powers that your ancestors have left you, which is spiritual powers. Okay? Spiritual powers are in forms of excuse me, in forms of hoodoo, and at one point I would have never said that out of my mouth. But because I've awakened and I've been attacked by it so much, it's almost like God wanted me to know how I feel to understand its power. And now I understand its power, and I know how to fight that power. I know how to protect myself. I know what to do with when someone evil sends it my way. Okay? So I'm grateful for that. Something that I didn't believe in, something I was afraid of a long time ago. I'm no longer afraid of that. I know how to defend myself. Okay? Which is, I see that why God allowed me to be attacked in so many different areas of my life by different spiritualists and people who didn't like me, speak ill words over my life. I had to learn all of that stuff that I did not know by being attacked by it, and God identifying what it is, who sent it, what they sent, so that was the way God taught me, and I'm so grateful for that. I didn't understand it at the time when I was going through it, but I understand that God wanted me to have firsthand experience with it so I can identify it, and then I can learn my power to how to fight it off. Thank you, Lord. And literally the revelation came to me today. All this time I did not understand, like, why you let people attack me, why, and now I know. God teaches us through the experience. You cannot tell someone else how to fight something if you've never fought it before. You don't know what that thing looked like. You don't know what it feel like. You don't know how they did it, who did it, nothing. How are you going to tell people how to fight something that you've never experienced? How are you going to tell somebody how are you going to tell somebody how to overcome something when you've never overcome it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm so grateful for that. But a lot of this mind control puts blacks against each other because some of our sisters and brothers are not awakened, have not even begun or will never begin to start their spiritual journey and awaken so that we can come together and receive the inheritance, which is our gifts that our ancestors left behind for us to fight off the enemy. And yes, people, the enemy sometimes is the government, who keeps you bound and chained to a way of thinking in society, and confrontation, and as if you don't have power, and beaten and lynched and mistreated and stealing your money, and make you feel like you less than. That is why blacks are the minority of the minority, because the power that our ancestors learned when they were back in the day being enslaved and chained and bonded by masters. They learned their power through God, how to fight. And when, I'm going to say, the white man learned that they knew this, then they tried to figure out how to put them in more bondage, bury them alive, do all kind of stuff to them. This is our inheritance. This is what our ancestors left us behind to fight the world, fight these demons, fight these evil people, fight these people who steal, kill, and destroy. Because the devil does come in the form of some white people. I'm not talking about all. And to be truth to be 100, the devil also comes in black people and in different races. It's not just white people. I'm specifically talking about white people because white people were the predominant race back then that was enslaving blacks. That's why I'm specifically talking about white, because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, you being racist. No, bitch, I'm not being racist. I'm being truthful. Okay? You take it how you want. You receive it how you want. Go to the Lord with it. If you got an issue about what I'm saying, it's the truth. It's in history. It's written down. Ain't like I'm the first motherfucker to say it. So get out your damn feelings and get the message, get the knowledge, get this learning, that this wisdom that God has given me to make you understand. The reason why blacks are the minorities, blacks have power. We have power. And what we haven't awakened to is that power. Once we awaken to that power, we will understand who we are in this world and that we always had the power. And some of these people that are, racists that have been controlling us and mind controlling us and beating us up on the street, stopping us, harassing us, doing the most, they know that they know the truth. And they don't want us to awaken to their truth, because then they know that they lose their power. Real shit. That's some deep shit, right? If you catching it, you feeling it, you catching it. That's why it's important that we must wake up to who we are. And the only way you can do that is through God. God wants us to awaken so that we can stop being the minority and know that we are kings and queens and goddesses and gods. But if you want to continue to have a mentality where you want to go out and steal, kill, and destroy, you want to break into people's houses, you want to, be a part of a gang, and because you feel like you don't have no power and this is the only way, this is my crew and it's snap, you being led in the wrong direction. How about you use those powers to awaken, and then you can really be strong, and you won't ever feel like, you got to be a part of some type of group to gain stock or be, hurt other people, when you don't realize you're actually hurting some of your brothers and sisters. Wake up to your power. Tap into what your ancestors that have left behind for you, your inheritance. It's there for you. You just have to want it. You have to want to know God. You have to want to know who you are. You have to receive the power that's within God that is given to you through your ancestors, the same power that God gave your ancestors to fight the battle. You don't have to fight a physical battle with your fists. There's a power that's spiritual that you can sit right here and fight a battle, and that will keep you protected. And that's what the enemy knows. That's what the enemy knows. The enemy knows that you don't have to go out there and get a gun to handle some business. You ain't got to go out there and break in to get money. You can sit right here, connect with your ancestors and the Most High God, and ask for what you need. Ask God for protection. God will give you protection and cover you. Ask God to go forward to shame your enemies, or to receive what was taken from you. Whatever it is, you don't have to go out there physically get in trouble or be hurt. Yes, the enemy, once they realize you're awakened, yes, they're gonna try to come up with all kind of shit and lie on you and try to put you in situations to get you caught up and, you know, try to set you up, make you like you a bad person, try to like with my life, you know, do identity theft or try to put you in a place where you wasn't, you know. And if the people in the courthouses, like the judges, if they dirty too, of course they're gonna go along with this. That's how a lot of black people get put in prison. You feel what I'm saying? But as long as you tapped in, you got so much on your side. You got God, the Most High. That's the Creator. That's the highest of the high. You got your ancestors who want you to awaken so you will know how to fight this battle. You feel me? You gotta want it. You gotta want it though, y'all. God ain't gonna force it on you. You gotta want it. And you won't feel all depressed and heavy laid after that. Because God, you know, not saying you're not going to have bad days, but God going to help you have brighter days. All right, that's all I want to say. I love you, beautiful people. Y'all have a blessed day.